chunk size. Okay, there is another version of this. Some people call it hierarchy of ideas, or you can call it chunk size. Say for example, imagine this is the range. Okay, some people think in details, some people think in big picture. Okay, say for example, if you are going for a trip to Cambodia, okay, some people will sit and take a paper and pen and calculate first how much is the ticket, how much is the accommodation, and how much are we going to spend per day, where are we staying, how much will that be, if I'm going to go on a tour every day, that will be this much, so all these, so we need 60,000 rupees, so 60,000 rupees, is that enough? This is working on details. Okay, big picture. Next week, same time, we will be having coffee in Cambodia. New place, new culture, new people, new experience. Okay, some people think like that. People who think in details, they want to know the specifics. What specifically does it give you? What specifically is the reason for you to do this? People at that level look for the purpose. What's the purpose of? This is the question they will ask. What's the purpose of us going for a holiday? If you ask that question, will you be focused on this? But when you're a specific person, when you're a detailed person, what's the purpose? If you ask them what's the purpose of going, they'll be like, I'll tell you that later, but tell me the budget first. Okay? Different mindset. There's no right or wrong. Sometimes we need to think big picture, sometimes we need to think details. When you have a team of people who are all, if you want your team members to think like leaders, you need to teach them how to think big picture. They can't be worried about getting the KPI every week. They need to think the big picture of how getting KPI is going to strategically help the company to meet the vision and mission, and how that is going to help them to get a bigger bonus next year, rather than thinking of like every week I have this target. Sometimes managers and leaders forget the details. They think about vision and mission when the staff, there is high attrition rate. There are 20 people doing the job and your turnover was say 2 crores per year. 10 people have left. Only 10 people are there and you're still looking at 10 people, you guys can get me 2 crores. Forgetting the details, forgetting the fact that they are so stressed out that even those 10 people are going to leave. Okay? You have to, as a human, we need to be flexible when to think big picture, when to details. When you're getting stressed out, immediately look at the big picture. Okay? When you are stressed out, look at the big picture. When you're not taking action, you're only thinking on the big picture, go into chunking it down. So chunk up, chunk down. Got it? There are also lateral chunks. It's called lateral chunking. The question for details is what specifically, how specifically you are talking about. What are the specifics of this? When you chunk up, what's the purpose of this? What does that give you? Okay. When you're laterally chunking, you'll ask, what is this as an example of? Can you give another example of the situation? Okay. You can use this concept in conflict resolution. When two people are fighting, remember parts integration we did? Conflicts, you chunk it up and you see they have ultimate purpose. Same thing, when team members are fighting or they have issues, you will ask them, what's the purpose of you fighting for extra staff? What's the purpose of you fighting for extra this? What is this? And when you want to bring them to a mid-ground, you'll ask them the question of, what is this another example of? You want to build them up, what's the purpose, what's the purpose? They have to come to a mid-ground so that they will see that they are all fighting for the same purpose. And then they can resolve. For conflict resolution, chunk sizing will be good. when people get too lost in details, they'll see only the problems, they won't see the big picture. Vice versa, when you see only the big picture, sometimes you forget the details that are going to be the pillars for getting the big picture. Got it?
So again, the things that you tend to delete when you look on details and the picture, right? You have to work on that.
That's why you ask. I'm giving you the question. What specifically, if you want to chunk them down, if you want to chunk them up, what does it give you? What's the purpose? That's the question you ask. Okay? Lateral chunking. What is this? Another example of laterally moving the same right or left side. Okay? Can you go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. What's the next one?
Sameness, difference.
Okay. This is another metaprogram. Sameness and difference. Imagine there's a range we are all in. Some people love the same thing forever. Some people like the difference. Some people will like same majority of the time, but sometimes different. Some people like different majority of the time, same sometimes. So let me give you an example. These kind of people can go to the same restaurant and eat the same food every day. They don't even like to think. Lunchtime, biryani or curd rice. Dinner, roti kurma. Same restaurant. Why do you change the restaurant? Because you don't know the taste. These people go to the same restaurant but like different food. I don't like to change the hotel. The hotel is pretty good, but the food can be changed. Some people, wherever I go, I like only biryani, but I'll try different restaurants, but I like only biryani, mutton biryani. Okay? Some people, different restaurants, different food. Amongst the people that are here, 6 of us, we are all falling in one of these categories, yes or no? Right? When it comes to food, I am completely this category. I don't like to think about food. For me, it's just survival mechanism. Every morning, give me idli, I'll be fine. If you tell me, no, Hema, you won't get idli, you'll only get
Same
dosa.
restaurant?
Same restaurant, same food, I won't even care. I don't want to think that. Lunch, dinner, I can. Some of you will be here. Just different food, Hema. I don't care if it's the same restaurant, but even if you're going to get some hot chip, but different food. Some people, I don't mind dosa, but then I don't want to eat it only from the same restaurant every day. Some of you, different food, different restaurant. We all fall in the different categories or not. Okay? But again, context specific. When it comes to training, I'm completely this. I start from here. Same material you give me, I'll do it differently. Food different, and I like different crowd. I actually get annoyed with this. Same material, same crowd. Trainers, majority of us will be like that. But some of them will like this. Some trainers like this. Why change? Can I do the same training? Is it going to be different group? Some people like same training, but different group. Different company. So we're all different.
So it differs based on the concept in which we are looking.
Context, yeah.
Context. For instance, for food it might be different, for work
Yeah.
it might be
Yeah.
different, and then something else pops.
Yeah.
So how can you get down to one particular behavior?
You just
And
ask them.
We have
Because for
to
the same
ask.
person, changes no.
They will tell you. Say if you ask me about food,
that's what. So we cannot generalize them
you
into
cannot
one
generalize.
category.
No, you cannot. You have to listen to what they are saying in that context. That's how you know. Okay. Why do you need to know this? So you can either build rapport with them, or if you want to change them, you need to use the right words. I know you always like to go to hot chips and have idli. Just for a change today, do you mind coming to Sangeeta and have dosa? So you need to address it and then you work with them. Acknowledge that it's okay, you're accepting that they are who they are, but just for once. Okay? Got it? What's the next one?
Attention directions.